Hey everyone, welcome back. In this video, we're going to be smoking some Rump Cap. Alright, so we've got this beautiful little piece here. It's about 1.4 kilos. It's the Black Onyx range from Ranges Valley. It's a marble score 3+ pure Black Angus. So we'll go ahead and get started by trimming it up. So we'll just start by opening up the packet. Put that aside for now. Then we just want to trim off all of this silver skin. We're not going to touch the top. We're going to leave that top fat on there today. So we'll just take this silver skin off and any excess fat that's underneath, but it looks like it's pretty much just silver skin. So I've seen this done by Malcolm Reed, where he just straight smoked it, didn't sear it at the end, and it came out amazing. He said it was one of the best bits of beef he had. I think he cooked some Wagyu, but this stuff is equally impressive. This Black Onyx by Ranges Valley, I've had it heaps of times before. We've had the brisket, the beef cheeks, the steaks, and I haven't had the Rump Cap yet, so I'm pretty excited to see how this goes. So he pretty much smoked it at 275 Fahrenheit, or that 135 Celsius. We've got our smoker just getting ready behind us. Going to be using the Oklahoma Joe's drum smoker today, and we're just going to season it up once we've trimmed it all. Real simple: salt, pepper, garlic. We've got the beautiful little Dalstrong utility knife. Absolutely love this thing. And the last thing we're going to do is we're going to score this fat on top really lightly, just so it can open up a bit, because we're going to cook it fat side down on the smoker. It's going to allow for some of that fat to render out and open up and go really nice and crusty. I'm going to pretty much cook it the same way Malcolm Reed did. It looked amazing. I've wanted to try it ever since I've seen the video. I'm pretty excited to try it today and show you guys how amazing this is. So you also want to take note of which way the grain is running in the meat. So as you can see, hopefully you can see it on the camera, it's running that way. So when we slice it, we'll obviously slice it across the grain. So now this is trimmed up, let's make a quick simple rub to season it with. Alright, so real simple. In a shaker or a bowl, we're going to start with a tablespoon of salt, a tablespoon of cracked black pepper, and then a teaspoon of garlic powder, and that's it. Alright, so we'll give our rub a little shake, mix it all together, and then we'll just give this a seasoning. Alright, that's all seasoned up. We're going to wait for our smoker to come up to temperature, and then we're going to get it on. Alright, so we're just going to move our cherry chunk a bit closer. Open that vent up. That vent right up. And then once it gets to about 250 Fahrenheit or 120 Celsius, we're just going to close that down to about there, and it should sit pretty at 275 Fahrenheit or 135 Celsius. So we'll come back soon once we're up to temp. Alright, we are all up to temp. Let's get this thing on. We'll put our meat probe in as well. You're going to make sure your meat probe's in the thickest part, and we're going to take this to around 130 Fahrenheit internal or 54 degrees Celsius. So we'll just let it sing away, do its thing, and we'll come back when we reach that mark. Alright, so one other little tip before we close the lid. As you can see, hopefully you can see it, the grain of the meat is running that way. So I've put my meat probe the same way I'm going to slice it, just as a reference for when we get it out, because you might not be able to see the grain once that bark is sort of formed and set later in the cook. So we'll shut the lid and let it go. Alright, about 45 minutes in. This isn't going to take much longer. Alright, time to get it out for a rest. Alright, so our Rump Cap is done. We're just going to cover it lightly with some foil and let it rest for about 20 minutes before we slice and serve it. Alright, this has had a rest for about 15 minutes now, and I seriously can't wait any longer. So let's get it out, slice it up, and have a taste. The Dalstrong slicer there. I'm expecting these ends sort of thinner bits to be a little bit more well done, as you'd expect. Slice it to however thick you want. This is looking incredible. I'm gonna have this end bit. That flavour is unreal. That is incredible. Just that salt, pepper, garlic is all you need on a good quality bit of beef like that. I think Austral Meats, if you're in South Australia, one of the only places you can get the Ranges Valley stuff. Oh, you gotta try that. If you're a steak lover, that's awesome. That's going to impress. So let's take a few more slices up and have a look. So that's an absolute winner in my books. The crispy fat on the bottom, the salt, pepper, garlic, the beefy flavour, the smokiness. That is wicked. Really enjoyable. Malcolm Reed, big shout out to you. That was awesome. So I'm going to go scoff the rest of this off camera. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.